Hi, first grade families. I'm just going over this week's lessons and skills that we're working on. We are starting a new reading story, and it's a fantasy fiction story, a fun story to read about on my way to school and what this boy sees. So we are going to be on this reading story for a couple weeks. The reason being is because this week we are doing the NWEA test on Tuesday and Friday. And then next week is a short week because of Martin Luther King Day. So we're kind of stretching it out for a couple weeks to take our time with it. And here's what it looks like in our skills. So just wanted you to look for this picture in Seesaw if you need to. If your child's at school, then we cover everything at school. But just letting you know that we're working on this fiction fantasy story. We're working on the sequence of the story, retelling the story and putting it in order, the story elements, the characters. So we're going to do some writing with it. So that's for our reading, and for a couple weeks on that. For fluency, you know that we have that paper book that comes home on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Your child should be reading that out loud to you. These are skills that we have worked on. So the paper book covers phonics skills, and we want to work on that fluency to make it more automatic. So they should be able to read that to you. We practice in class. And if you notice, we have other sorting things. Last week we had some color sorting with it. This week we have some seesaw activities where they have to drag the word. It might cover ending blends. We are working on suffixes. We're going to be starting ing. We've an ed. We've covered s and es. So we really work on finding that base word and then reading that suffix with it. So as I said, we're building on to our words. First semester, it was all about the short vowels and our blends, and now we're moving on. So that's why all of our skills build on to each other. So we are working on that, you will see. So that's our fluency and our OG, working on the suffixes. Um, for writing, we're doing a lot of winter writing seasons. We have started to become experts in our room on Arctic animals. So on Friday, we did polar bears, and we had the whole class. We're doing a little research thing. You'll see it come home on Monday. And then I have three that really wanted to be the expert on it. And so I took their little research packet and I hung it up in the hallway. And then we're going to go on with more Arctic animals. And everyone has an Arctic animal that they're an expert on. So you will start seeing that come across Seesaw for you to see who's the expert. We had fun with that on polar bears on Friday, and we'll go on with more Arctic animals. So you're going to see lots of hibernation in science and social studies, and in our writing and seasons and Arctic animals. That's what we're working on. And math, we're working on still, addition, subtraction, fact families. We're still working on those things and being automatic with that. You will see, again, we're going on to +2 of getting really good with our +2 facts and still going over those fact families. We've gotten really good at fact families, but still going over that for this week. So also, with our math, that doesn't have to do with fact families and adding. We are starting a little behavior thing in our room, and it has to do with money. Of course, it's play money, but I call it Miss White's Walmart. So, to help us learn our coins, pennies, nickels, dimes, and maybe near the end of the year we'll get more closer to the quarters, the students will start earning for great behavior, for doing things in the room. They will earn those coins. And on Friday, we will have Miss White's Walmart where they get to buy things with it. Or they can do the layaway program. If they're really working hard for a special item, they can save up for it. So that's going to start on Monday. You might hear your first grader talk about earning coins, but that helps us really get aware of our coins and doing that counting on with our money. So we're starting that on Monday. The coins will stay in their desk in a little bag, and Friday's shopping day. Friday / the following Monday, if I can't get everyone in to shop. That does take time. In a normal year, I would have parent volunteers and we would have help with that, but this year's a little different, so I'll do my best, but we will make sure everyone gets to shop. And let's see, our language and grammar is still kind of blended with our OG of using that past tense. We're forming sentences. I mentioned how we're sneaking writing in a lot of ways through our science, through our opening would you rather question, through our language, lots of writing going on. So, and we're still continuing with handwriting. If you notice on our class page, I left our disco ball for the New Year's library right there. I also have a snowman library. Now, I also send our Winter Wonderland book library separate so the kids can get to it, because sometimes they, once they hit the check mark in Seesaw, it's harder for them to get back to this page. But feel free to let your child take a sneak peek of our snowman library. Up here in the welcome sign, if you click on it, something that with Miss France and myself, we've gone through of different stories to help with mindfulness and different skills that we're working on. So just pointed that out in the welcome. That's there in the welcome banner. So we have counting videos. I upgraded this to counting by 2, so your child can click on it if you want. But let me know if there's any questions. In our reading book right here, it goes to our story that we're on. So if your first grader wants to hit on that and get a sneak peek, they can. And we will have our daily check-in button right here for Wednesday, along with the would you rather question that I'm wanting the students to type their answer to. We have the 100th day coming up soon. I sent that little baggie home for a collection of anything your child wants to show off, something you have at home, toothpicks, cereal, anything at all, rocks, buttons, whatever you want to put in that bag that will fit, and you can send that in when you have it done. I can't wait to get some collections in to start putting that up in the hallway. That's always fun to look at. And let me know if you have any questions about things going on in first grade.